and welcome back to the Alien versus Predator Galaxy YouTube channel. I am Adam Zeller, aka RidgeTop, joined by your co-administrator,
Aaron Percival, aka Corporal Hicks.
and we are back, believe it or not, with our Let's Play for Aliens versus Predator Extinction, the Marine campaign. It has been a minute, and that is mostly my fault. Well, that's pretty much all my fault,
Yeah,
actually.
I was going to say, you can't say mostly.
So
You were supposed to do this entire campaign, and who's done all the videos
I
so far? Well,
had
no. Did you do one of them? I
Yeah,
can't even
I did.
remember.
Yeah, I did the last one, the one in the
Okay.
caves. Yeah, so you left me the most difficult ones at the end of the campaign to do. But yeah, I had a big move, and so that kind of disrupted everything, and it's taken me a while to, de-rust myself because this game can be a little difficult. But I finally completed this mission 6 without cheats. Although I did have to reload my save quite a few times, so this video will actually be stitched together, and I've trimmed some fat from this because there was one part where um, I had missed a atmosphere processor, so I had to go way back to the beginning of the map to activate it, and and then I went back to the other side of the map. So I figured I'd spare y'all from watching that. So I tried to trim it best I could. Hopefully, it's still kind of cohesive here. But yeah, without further ado, let's start it now.
Only 2 medals.
Mission 6, Alien Containment disrupted. On a few isolated fronts, an armed human contingent has been identified as hostile to the Marine effort. These independent forces are thought to be industrial bounty hunters out to steal Wayland Yutani specimens and bioweapons research materials. Elsewhere, on all fronts, the Predator presence has increased dramatically since the 3 cloakers were destroyed and their base was uncloaked. Predator attacks in most sectors have thinned Marine troops and crippled alien containment efforts. Aliens now run unchecked in key stronghold sectors due to the Predator interference. Got it! Just
So close. So close to making it all.
Predator forces confounding Marine efforts around the globe. Bravo Squad is to initiate a 2-mission offensive directed at their nerve center, the Predator base itself. Air reconnaissance of the enemy base has been foiled by Predator ground forces and an array of anti-aircraft cannons in this adjacent sector. Your current mission starts here, in this sector bordering the enemy base. You are to wipe out all Predator anti-aircraft cannons in preparation of a major initiative against their base.
I remember this mission being rock solid.
Yeah, when I was looking up strategies and just comments on this mission, some were saying it was the toughest mission of the Marine campaign.
It took me a while to get through this, and I tried it at so many different locations, kicking off the the first wave. Because you can go to any of the aircraft cannons.
Yeah, one of the guides I read said the first thing you want to do is just go over to the bottom left portion of the map to take out the alien hive before it can grow, because then you don't really have to deal with them throughout the rest of the mission.
Yeah, I did the same.
So right now, I'd be just collecting money and waiting on some more troops.
It's nice how the final couple of missions of this campaign actually quite tie into a bit of a narrative.
Understood.
I suppose the narrative carries through this one quite well, actually, because a lot of it's around finding these cloakers and then destroying them in the last mission, which then kicks off a load of stuff here. Obviously clearing the way for a final mission set in the Predator base. So they actually did pretty well in weaving narrative through the Marine campaign. I hadn't really thought about that before.
So in these tough missions, smart gunners and who else? And SADAR launchers are your best friends. Those two.
That was a weapon that was in AVP Classic.
Yes.
Although I always said it's SADAR. What actually?
Understood.
Tomato, tomato.
Is that actually a thing? No, apparently it's just a thing in AVP.
Go ahead. I'm on it.
The M83 Sadar. Shoulder launched, active homing disposable anti-tank rockets. And I think it's from Colonial Marines technical manual, actually. Yeah, so it's in the tech manual, then they used it again in AVP Classic, and then it shows up in this game. I always hated it in Classic, though.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I never...
too much splash damage.
Yeah. Although two did have a rocket launcher, didn't it? It was just not the Sadar.
Yeah. So here I found another atmosphere processor, micro atmosphere processor, I guess, or Atmo. I'm gonna repair that and get some more funds. I was gonna try and do this again to get another better run, but I was like, no, I've had it with this mission.
What was this? Time 304?
Something like that. I had just tried a few times and I had to patch together some multiple saves for this video, and I was like, no, I'm not doing this mission again. So I hope the next one isn't harder.
Yeah, the next one's rock solid as well.
Ah, damn it.
I mean, I'm curious to see if you go into the place I think you're going. Because, well, we'll talk about it when we get there, to be fair. Because once I'd settled on an approach, I actually found this one reasonably easy. Well, no, that's unfair to say. Not as fucking hard, should I say.
Roger that. Roger that. Roger that. Roger that.
What do you think of the Predator focus of what the Marine campaign actually ended up being?
Yeah, it's not what we had typically seen before in AVP games, right? I mean, I would say AVP 1, AVP 2, it was a lot of aliens and a few encounters with predators as the Marines. So it is kind of interesting and I guess refreshing that they switched it up to have more of a predator focus on this one, although the predators are difficult, like especially in this mission. They found my microprocessor there.
You're leaving them to it.
Yeah, I'm not going to go back there and try and take them out. I got to get their queen before they grow too much.
I always stand my ground until the processors are all tapped out. Just because I want that sweet, sweet Wayland Yutani money.
Got some Ravagers coming in. Is that an alien you'd like to see ever come back? Because that has only been in this game. You know, unlike some others like the Crushers that have gone on through multiple games.
Yeah, I think the Crusher's probably been... I think the Praetorian and the Crusher have been the most prolific EU aliens. But would I want to see a Ravager? Like, I like the design in a funny EU kind of way. But I don't know, it's pretty impractical as an alien, I think. Because obviously you want to be taking hosts, don't they? They don't want to be chopping heads off. So I feel like it's just a unit that suits this game. Same as the carrier. You know, I think it's an interesting concept for a cast of alien. But I don't think it's something that would work quite right in the wider EU.
So
Maybe in other games? Maybe in other games? Like the carrier in particular. Could be interesting.
The carrier would be cool to see again.
Especially if they did like an alien sort of add-on for like Dark Descent. I know I'm talking pie in the sky kind of scenario there, but I can see where it's a necessary unit playing as the alien. You know, just so it doesn't make the alien so stationary a faction.
I kind of want that Atmo back there. Oh, and I left turret.
Rookie move. Because I don't typically like turrets in the game, I'll be honest. It's not like Dark Descent where I love turrets. In this game, I didn't really like them, but in this mission, for that first onslaught with the Predators, I find them very fucking valuable.
They just, yeah, they do take too much time in this game to pick up and put down. And another thing that sucks is if you upgrade the synthetics, they just move a lot faster than the rest of your units. So
yeah, it spreads the
units. They'll start just moving out front, and then they'll move into a group of enemies and get killed right away.
Which is very unfortunate in a strategy game.
So now I've gone back and made the decision to stick with that Atmo as I should have. I thought there was a ramp up there on the upper left side to get to the hive, but you have to go to the lower left.
Yeah, I was going to say it's real bottom left, isn't it?
Go ahead. I'm on it.
Yeah, you refill those forces.
Oh, I'm sure we will judge me a lot harsher just watching here, because at this point I had tried this mission multiple times and I was quite frustrated. So.
Who's this had him in his fucking mood?
I did read that the exosuits are not worth it in this level. They were saying you're better off just getting a bunch of Sadars and Smart Gunners, and the exos are too slow. Because this is a fairly big map.
Yeah, you are going around the whole map here. This isn't one of those ones where it's like a nice big map where there's a little few empty areas that you can explore that are worthless in the long run. You are literally traversing near enough the entire map for your objectives on this one, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Which I suppose is nice in itself.
Go ahead.
To have that, you know, to force you to visit all the multiple areas and get the scenery in. But when it's as fucking hard as the mission is. You only got the one medic. You are reckless. You are reckless, boy.
Well, I'm gonna take out the queen, and then eventually I'll replenish my medics.
Did you actually check what difficulty you were playing on?
Oh man, these I'm pretty sure I was just normal, man. This game is just hard. The Predator Stalkers...
there's a Hydra there.
Yeah, the Predator Stalkers were tricky if you didn't have a synthetic, because you have to be right next to them to see where they are if you don't have a synthetic. But the worst, the absolute worst, were the Predator Blazers. Because if you don't take them out quick, they can just literally roast all 25 of your units in a couple seconds. That's it. That happened to me a couple times.
Well, they are military. They're not there for shits and giggles.
They just have this like laser beam that sets all your guys on fire.
That's the Predators when they're being real fucking serious. And you're like, give me an attack now. Have we talked about the idea of military predators on the Let's Plays yet?
We must have. It's just, I mean, we can talk about it again. It's been a while. But yeah, I mean, ever since that second AVP comic, right? And Machiko kind of elaborates on that, saying like, this is just an operation. This isn't really a hunt.
When, during issue 0.
In war, or issues, of that arc.
Is it issue 0? Part 1, whatever. The first part of the narrative, which I think I like that. You know, as silly as some of the ideas lately kind of got with what they were trying or thinking of when they were developing the Predator. You know, the ideas of the you know, we like to joke about the predators we see in the films being like friggin', you know, doctors or office workers or whatever out on their jollies. But, you know, the idea that there's more to their culture than just the hunting. I think it was interesting to see like the more serious killing side of it with military units being like, yep, we are serious about not dying.
Yeah.
Which we don't get to see a lot of, do we really? I mean, the Rage War was probably a good example of it. The best example of it, maybe? The Rage War and that first part of war that you were talking about?
That was one of the most interesting... Oh, I took that queen out quick. It's one of the most interesting aspects about that book series, is just how it was all-out war. And, yeah, as far as the movies, we only really saw that in the AVP flashback scene. And we just see the tail end of the Predators kind of losing there, so...
But that was a hunt. That was a failed hunt. That wasn't like
Yeah.
a military operation.
I'm still thinking I can somehow get down there from... I mean, you'd think there'd be a ramp up there, so you wouldn't have to go around this bottom left side.
There probably is a shortcut down there somewhere, you know.
That's what I thought, but I couldn't find one. So I'm like, eh, whatever. I'll go back.
Standing by.
At least you're not vomiting accelerant.
Yeah, I did. Oh, well, somebody
Oh, wait,
is.
no, sorry. Yeah.
But there were so many sad moments where all my units died that you won't be seeing here. There was one where I didn't have any synthetics left, and so there were just two Predator stalkers that kept shooting these, like, sniping these barbs into my units, which slowed them down, and they were all just limping along. And so I still had a good amount of left, but they were just all limping along, and then they slowly, one by one, just got taken out because I couldn't find the stalkers. It's like, damn it.
Roger that.
I feel like Harper might have some words for you. Your effectiveness as a military leader.
Go ahead.
Is that the sniper in...
No, Sergeant Harper.
Oh. Man, why am I blanking on this?
Standing by.
Dog Descent.
Oh, right. Yeah. That's right.
So that's all well and fresh in my memory.
That's true. Just not good with names all around, man. Harper was a good dude.
It was.
I just didn't like how... Well, I guess I shouldn't get into spoilers here. Listen to... You'll hear it if you listen to our review podcast, which just came out.
You're gonna go repair that again.
I think that one's
Standing by.
spent?
Oh, did he actually use it? Okay.
Well, no. Maybe it's not. Maybe that's why I'm going back here.
See, it's moments like this where, again, to go to Dark Descent as well, where you're just sort of like waiting around and trying to recoup your forces before you move on. It sort of slows the pace down a little bit. I mean, it can work to the advantage in terms of tension and stuff like that. Which I think it does work well in here. I think it does work.
Yeah.
I think it works better in Dark Descent,
Yeah.
but it still works in here.
Roger that.
I mean, take the good ideas of this game, add them to the good ideas of Dark Descent, and give us a new AVP RTS. That would be awesome.
Yeah, we just want more AVP. Just more games, you know. As long as they're good. That's an argument we've been having recently. And
Well,
it's cropped up again.
I
on the
mean, come on,
boards.
dude. Even Colonial Marines we had our fun with. I mean, if we're taking that out of the equation, most titles we've gotten have been good. At least fun. I mean, this one has aged a bit, and yeah, it shows some of its flaws, but when it came out, we were playing it, we were having fun.
Yeah, no. I was talking more about the
There's the
anime,
stalkers.
but
Oh, I see. I see. Well, there he is.
no, so is this the first gun you start with?
Yeah,
Yeah. No, that's
right
fine.
before the caves.
This is the one I started with, but what I did, I'm curious to see how you handle it, was, you know that little ramp that you came from the jetty? I set up turrets on either side of there and just put all my forces on
Yeah.
the top of the hill.
I had to
And
do
I
that
survived
too,
it so easily.
because
Once I figured that.
after that initial predator group, another one sometimes comes up there. I don't think they did it
Well,
in
no,
this run.
But it should be near enough every time. Pretty much, the first anti-air turret you take out, most of the predators on the map are going to come to you.
Really? So they're just
Yeah.
kind of alerted.
Yeah, so that's why I found this one the easiest to do, because you could set up a kill zone down that little gully.
Yeah. At this point, I think
You're gonna get taken from behind here, aren't you?
Well, I don't know if they reached me on this one, but yeah, I had a lot of problems in this spot initially, and I tried that as well. But I think in this one, I kind of sneak out of there before the predators arrive.
That's fair enough.
Maybe though, we'll see. I don't know. I attempted this so many times they kind of all blur together. Oh, here comes some. So I'm trying to like get to the caves here because I think I did deal with that a lot. So I'm trying to get to the caves before they arrive here.
But aren't you gonna meet them at the caves though?
Not as many. Because they don't go all the way through the caves. They kind of stick to the left side of the caves. There's a blazer.
You got rid of him pretty well.
And do they ever specify like who the enemy human forces are beyond just mercenaries?
I don't think so. I'm not sure. To be fair, I kind of forgot about them until he mentioned them in the briefing of this one.
They're mostly in the caves here, I think.
Yeah, you come across like their base, don't you, in the cave?
And then you had that random cult leader in the last one.
Yeah, nothing really came of that one, did it? But
some guys here that were lost.
You know, when you learn about the development of the game, you kind of understand why some of it might seem a bit random like that. I do like how the mouths to the caves kind of look ominous.
Yeah.
You know, with like almost looks like they're entering a door mouth.
Yeah, the
So
real
you are encountering the predators coming through the caves to get you.
Yeah. The
So
real
all these
horror
will net
is
you on that gully.
trying to get all your units through these narrow passageways. Sometimes they'll just decide to turn around and go some other way. I think some are starting to do that down there.
It's a shame the enemy units in the game don't attack each other more.
Yeah, I was just thinking that because the mercenaries and the predators weren't really fighting each other. Oh. Blew him into the sky. Of the cave, I guess.
The roof of the cave. Wasn't one of the secondary objectives was it to kill them all? The mercenaries?
No, it's to find this lost unit, Delta unit, and then you get a few more above the 25 cap if you find them.
Oh, they're all the way to the right after this cave, aren't they?
Yeah. I think you have to find them when you have a full 25 units, though, if you want the extras.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cheesy. But
it's metagaming, mate. You've got to do it sometimes.
I did find them. I think most of them get killed. I wonder if I kept that whole bit in here, though, where I go over there. Because I probably spent a good 4 hours just on this mission, 4 or 5 hours. It was rough. Play it on easy, guys.
I'll take care of it.
I always do them on normal. Although to be fair, I did difficulty down Jedi when I was playing that. I barely made it into that game. I got fed up with it.
Which one,
The
Survivor
first one.
or Fallen
The
Order?
first one.
Did you finish it?
No. I'm on Dathomir at the minute, I think, and I just gave up with it.
I think that's where I stopped too. Yeah.
That was barely
Although
in the
here
game.
it's great. Yeah. And it was fun. Like I want to finish it, but it's very like Dark Souls-y for a Star Wars game. Speaking of other games, how's Dead Space coming along?
Doing well. I've not touched it this week though. I've been too busy.
Got to get back into it.
Oh well, because we're
Don't fall out of it.
gonna be recording at the end of the month for Genetic Memory. Adam, what's Genetic Memory?
Genetic Memory is our Patreon exclusive podcast where we talk about, I always wonder how to describe this, but alien and predator adjacent things. So things that we're just generally interested in that we think other alien, predator, or AVP fans may also be interested in. So other topics of gaming and sci-fi horror and stuff like that.
So what have we done already?
We have done Dark Star, which was a film, John Carpenter's first directed film, but a film that a lot of the people that would go on to work on Alien also worked on, namely Dan O'Bannon. Acted and wrote the film. So,
And special effects and everything because it was a student film, basically. But yeah, that was a good episode. I really enjoyed revisiting Dark Star.
yeah, definitely.
And yes, we'll be doing Dead Space next, which will probably be out in November.
We should have had that in time for Halloween.
So we've already got enough on. We've got one tomorrow as of recording, and then one the week after.
So I snip right there.
Standing by.
That's where I snipped from one
Roger that.
run to a different one.
Has this been all continuous so
So-
far? Well, apart
Yes.
from the one in the caves.
Yes. So this is like the first big snip.
Was this when you started to get wrecked then?
I think I had gone on for a while after that, and then I got wrecked.
Okay.
And then this was the save I reloaded.
What do you think of the anti-aircraft design? I mean, I think it's a little maybe a little boring.
Yeah, I mean, again, we
Limitations.
yeah, but just a giant Pred gun pointed to the sky, I guess. Yeah,
I still can't get over that name, you
the Pred gun. Don't bring that back up again.
know.
At least we're not live streaming.
Yeah, true.
Yes.
But speaking of live streams, we had a really good live stream with one of the primary writers of Aliens Dark Descent, Thibaut Claudel, and that was a fun one.
Yeah, that was good. I wonder if we should try and organise something similar for one of these games. Maybe we should try and do that more often.
Maybe AVP 2010. Because when we're gonna... Well, we already talked to someone who worked on AVP 2010.
Yeah, we talked to Alex a good few years back.
Maybe...
But no,
we
I'm
should
sure it'd be
check it out.
something he'd interested in, yeah. We had fun with that, so it might be fun to try and do that with a few more games. And obviously we've got a relationship with some of the developers who worked on this as well. If you haven't listened to it, go fucking listen to our interview.
Yeah, that was my favorite
with,
podcast of the year so far.
Okay. It was a good one. I enjoyed that.
Yes.
What, like 2.5 hour history lesson of 2000s game development.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm on it.
Oh, I love hearing Rich Ragsdale's music as well. I really do.
I'm on it.
I can't remember. Which one's the Pred Shrine at?
I'm on it.
It's in the upper right.
So that might be what. I feel like
I think it's the
going
last
in...
one I go to.
Of course. So you're giving them a chance to reload their forces. Doesn't look like you had too much pathfinding issue, though, in the cave.
Yeah, maybe I trimmed out some of those
Oh, fair
bits
enough.
as well.
I'm on it.
Oh, that Sadar trooper don't look very...
Yeah, he's not in great shape. I think I take my medic. I'm like, come on, help this guy out here.
Go ahead.
That was one of the things I noticed that was different about us, was I would always stop and make sure everybody was repaired up before I moved on. But you're just like, fuck it, let's go,
Just
let's
too
move it,
impatient.
boys!
Yep.
I had a bit of Morse in my head then. Fuck it, let's go, boys!
I'm on it. I'm on it.
Well, now that I have some practice in, I'm going to be moving to the next mission pretty immediately. So just get it over with, and then you get to do the first few. Are we doing Alien next or Predator next?
Whatever's next on the menu, I think it's Predator.
All right. So I will let you do the first couple Predator missions.
Yeah, but wasn't the reason you were supposed to do these because I was busy on the podcasts? And all you had to do was play a game?
No, we were splitting the campaigns because you did the first half of the Marines.
No, not intentionally.
Right?
No, I got fed up of waiting
You're just
for
going to
you,
make
so
me
I just
play all of it.
Yeah, you were going to do the games, and I was, because I got all the podcasts to do.
All right, if you want me to do all of it, I guess I will.
I'll make you earn your fucking keep, man.
I'm on it. I'm on it.
No, you've lost a... Do you think the jungle's been overused at this point?
Standing by.
Environmentally?
I mean, there's only so many environments in this game, right? You have your jungle, you have your desert, and you have kind of your cave
Roger that.
and an
Volcanic
environment
area.
that looks just like the cave except outside. And then I guess you have your like marine base.
Go ahead.
Well, no, because you have the predator base too, but that's only in
Next,
one
yeah.
mission. Yeah.
I think it's mainly the aliens that get to experience the marine base. Well, no, the Predator as well. That mission that I found rock solid. What was that, mission 2?
Yeah, jeez. I hope you've just recorded that one already.
I have not. Yeah, but I told you how I'd figured that one out in the end. I'm sure I told you what I'd done on this one as well, but I think you forgot. That's why I kept asking you, where are you going?
Well, why don't you tell everyone if they want to play this, what is the best method of completing this mission for you?
That's what I said. That gully. You're waiting for them all to come there. So you're not running into them in the caves.
Yeah, but I mean, eventually you're going to have to move, so do you just go straight to their shrine after that and try and take that out? Oh, I did find them. Okay, here's Delta Squad.
Oh, you only got one extra, though.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I do like the moments in the game where it lets you go over the cap. Like, you can do some wild stuff with the alien missions, can't you? I bet you don't.
It is
Do you not
been
remember?
a while since I've played the alien missions.
So, like, there's one in particular, I forget which one it is, but where you are, like, unleashing all the aliens from the containment units. And you can do some wild stuff with the caps in there by getting your queen before you, like, unlock everybody. And I remember it used to be like a challenge on back in the day on the forums, was to see what alien population you could get on that mission. Oh, have you lost all your sense? Yeah. Oh, it's on there. Two there. Okay.
ahead. I'm on it.
So wasn't one of the things we learned in the interview that there was actually supposed to be cutscenes in this game,
I believe
but then
so. Yeah.
Fox never actually got them made or
Go ahead.
delivered
I'm
because
on
it was on the publisher to get the cutscenes made and sent to the studio.
What do you got? I'll take care of it.
Which is too bad, given how good the intro is.
Mm. And that ended up being made by Blur, did they tell us? It was one of the good ones, wasn't it? It was Blur or the other well-known one that's names escapes me in a minute.
Now I'm just kind of letting them heal a bit.
Letting them rest. But there's no shelter, Adam. How are they relieving their stress here?
I don't think it works like that in this game.
I have a lot of Dark Descent on the brain at the minute.
I really hope we get more of that soon, though, because that game was just so great.
It really does feel like a evolution of this, doesn't it?
I'll take care of it. I'll take care of it.
Is
But-
there another one up here? I can't remember.
Hopefully next year we finally see what Servius has been up to.
I won't be surprised if that's been quietly cancelled.
I don't know. I mean, it wasn't that long ago there was that interview.
True. I still need to listen to that. That needs to be posted. I think I'm just getting a little bored with doing all the transcription work for the internet. I've not checked to see if any of that new anime stuff's been shared around since I transcribed that last interview. It exploded on the first one. My bad, I paused it then. I meant to mute it so I could go type.
What do you got?
I thought it had frozen up, and I was like, no.
I'll take care of it. I'll take care of it.
I feel like you're really moving with a purpose here now.
Yep.
Predator forces are less harsh though.
Less harsh?
Yeah, I don't feel like you're running into as tough forces right now. Predators are running out of honor points.
Maybe I just got lucky on this run because they were plenty harsh to me at other times.
Two left to go.
What do you got?
My synths are getting some needed repair.
I'll take care of it.
I feel like they're earning the key. I don't think like you really appreciate the synths until you're playing against the Predators. Which, to be fair, the game does a bit of, like I
Yeah.
said earlier.
I mean, they're mostly used for objective stuff with aliens, right? To pick up the eggs
Yeah,
and
pick up the
stuff.
cocoons and the eggs. I love the crash dropships that you come across in the game.
There's a few of them in this mission. There's like 3 or 4.
Well, it makes sense. Anti-aircraft turrets is what
Yeah.
you're dealing with.
I'll take care of it.
Fred gun trying to get
Where
away
you
from me.
going?
I'll take care of it.
So much
No,
I
you
hate
don't.
those Fred
I'll
guns.
take care of it.
Yeah, this part it's hard to keep them all together, going up this narrow little pathway. Yep, see? Some are wandering off there.
I'll take care of it.
I'm trying to keep my cluster together.
I never really found it a huge bother going up areas like that. Oh no, you lost a Delta member.
Yes. Understood.
Only one more left though.
What do you got? I'll take care of it.
I think
So
I
you
have one more trim coming up here.
I'll take care of it. I'll take care of it.
Blazer over Hydra, do you think?
Blazers are tougher, I think. Yeah, there's the little trim. So this is another attempt at that final gun. I'm trying to like hit him from the back, I think. So that was Marine Mission 6. Whew! I do not want to do that again anytime soon. If this game ever gets a remaster, they should really tweak the difficulty of normal, because that was a bit of a pain.
There is a few spikes, isn't there? Like, I really struggled with Predator Mission 2, and Mission 6 and 7 of the Marine campaign are probably the hardest of the game, in my opinion.
Oh boy, I'm excited then for the next one. But yeah,
Don't
so
record your first playthrough. Just have a playthrough, figure out how it's done,
Yeah.
and then do another run through.
So if you're playing this game and you want to beat this mission, let's see if we agree on the strategy, Aaron. You would first use all the atmos at the bottom, get as much money as you can, immediately go to the leftmost part, take out the queen and the hive, handle that first, go up that middle lower part, take out gun 5, and then set up the kill zone,
Have
wait
some
for as
turrets.
many predators as you can,
Yep.
and then go through the caves. And then how did you do the caves? Did you go all the way to the right and then you came out the right tunnel and then you ran right into the Delta unit there and then you tried to take out
Pretty much. Yeah, I came up the right.
4 first? Because that's gun 4 is where the Predator Shrine is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's the way I did it, because then you're fighting a war of attrition against the Predators. Same in the same way that you killing off the Queen stops the aliens being a bother.
Yeah. Well, anyway, thank you for sticking with us through that whole thing. I'm going to have to label my clips a little bit better for Mission 7.
I feel like this one's going to be a bit of a botch job, Adam. I'm sorry to say.
At least we got through it. Okay. And I'm a little more practiced now. So Mission 7 is coming up next.
Okay.
So if you have been enjoying this Let's Play, as disjointed as it may be sometimes, please give us a like or consider subscribing if you have not subscribed already. And you can always find us in our main hub of activity, avpgalaxy.net.
Indeed, and you can find us on all the socials. But more interesting, come join us on the boards. Come sign up and register an account and get into the nerdy nitty-gritty with us on there.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Until the next mission, this has been RidgeTop.
And Corporal Hicks.
Signing off.